The definition of Russia as a direct threat to NATO security was enshrined by the members of the alliance in the final declaration of the summit in July. NATO is confident that the Kremlin is seeking to fundamentally change the architecture of Euro-Atlantic security, and the full-scale invasion of Russian troops into Ukraine in 2022 and hybrid attacks on the alliance countries are direct confirmation of this.
Russia remains the most significant and direct threat to allies' security. Terrorism in all its forms and manifestations is the most direct asymmetric threat to the security of our citizens and to international peace and prosperity. The threats we face are global and interconnected, from the NATO Washington Summit Declaration.
At the same time, NATO members have different assessments of the likelihood of a direct clash between their armies and the Russian one. The Baltic countries neighboring the aggressor are seriously concerned about the permanent threat and are increasing funding for their military sector. The full-scale Russian war against Ukraine has also forced Germany, which is territorially more distant from Russia, to reconsider its security policy.
What protects us is our support for Ukraine, people who courageously defend their country, and in doing so we ensure that Putin's troops do not come close to us. What protects us now is that we invest in our own security and strengths, in the EU, in NATO and in Germany. And this includes the decision to deploy large-scale American weapons system, because we need a reliable deterrent so that Russia does not dare to do this attack. Annalena Baerbock, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Germany, in an article for Bild.
According to a social survey conducted in May, 36% of Germans called the scenario of a Russian attack on NATO territory by 2030 likely or rather likely. At the same time, the country's defense minister is confident that Germany has 5 to 8 years to strengthen its defense capability. And according to the head of German diplomacy, Annalena Baerbock, Berlin must already today build a reliable deterrent from the aggressive Kremlin.
Russia has been preparing for this war for a long time. For many years, it has first violated and then terminated disarmament treaties. Prohibited weapons have been developed that can be equipped with nuclear weapons, and they have been installed in Kaliningrad, less than 600 kilometers from Berlin. And on February the 24th, 2022, Putin's Russia unleashed the largest war in Europe since 1945. To engage in foreign policy today means to admit that the principle of hope will not protect us from Putin's Russia. Annalena Baerbock, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Germany, in article for Bild.
In Berlin, the decision to deploy American Tomahawk missiles on German territory is considered to be one of the ways to deter the Kremlin. The agreement has become in the works for a long time and is fully consistent with the country's security strategy. Berlin is confident.
Putin is only describing what he already can do. His regime has been arming itself with nuclear weapons for years, has violated the Intermediate-Range Nuclear Forces Treaty and is waging an aggressive war in Europe. And we must respond to this for the safety of all of us. To put it bluntly, we will not be intimidated by such statements. Our threat analysis has shown that missiles of this type banned by the treaty had long been developed and deployed. And what we are planning now is a deterrent response, so that the weapons are not used against Germany or other targets.
Chancellor Olaf Scholz said that the only condition for not deploying American high-precision subsonic Tomahawk missiles on German territory is that the Kremlin end its war against Ukraine. Reported by Diana Kolesnik, Larissa Petruk, UATV News.